The second half of the 90s was marked by teenage horror movies. After the great success of Scream, they started to release monotonous films where someone was killing someone every year. There were a lot of movies respectively, and young actors also needed a lot. And of that number, every now and then there were new stars, most of whom disappeared rather quickly. But some stayed for a longer time. About one of these actresses I would like to tell. In a fantastic movie Jennifer Love Hewitt hit in the early 90s. It was a small role in the film's sister act in Little Miss Millions, which were released immediately on video. And for a while no one noticed the actress, but that all changed with the release of the movie House Arrest. The film did not make a lot of money and did not win any awards, but for the actress, it was the first film that was shown in cinemas. And the actress went to the audition for I Know What You Did Last Summer. The screenwriter Kevin Williamson wrote the script before Scream was released. But he couldn't sell it to any studio for a long time because it was thought to be a depleted genre. But all the same, Dimension Studio bought the script for $400,000 and hit the jackpot. In 1996, the film, with a budget of $14 million, grossed $173 million in theaters. Kevin Williamson immediately became a big star, and nobody wanted the script I Know What You Did Last Summer, which was bought by Sony for $1 million. Jennifer Love Hewitt came to the acting audition along with Sarah Michelle Gellar. Both actresses during the auditions for the role did not like the producers, and one of the creators offered to swap places, which eventually affected the final distribution of roles. Ryan Phillip also did not fit the script, but because of his persistence, was able to convince the director to take him on the project. Before its release on the big screens, the movie was in a small scandal. Lois Duncan, whose book was written from the script, was against the fact that her story was adapted as a horror movie. But her indignation producers ignored. The film grossed $125 million at the box office on a budget of $17 million. All the actors woke up famous with many offers to star in new films. But Jennifer, with the process of selecting projects, somehow did not go well. Maybe she did not choose her agent well, but further work of the actress was not successful. Immediately after I Know What You Did Last Summer was released by Warner Studio film Trojan War. The film is known only because it was able to collect as much as $300 for $17 million spent on it at the box office. But Jennifer did not get upset and went to star in another comedy, Telling You. Compared to the previous film, it was already a success. It grossed $2,700 in theaters. Audience scores also hint at the success of the picture, about 4 points out of 10 possible. Next, the actress was a bit lucky, and another comedy, Can't Hardly Wait, did not fail at the box office and collected as much as $25 million for a budget of $10 million. Jennifer was nominated for an MTV Movie Award. It was followed by a sequel, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, which, although not a failure at the box office, got its dose of criticism. And the sequel came directly to video, in which Jennifer was not filmed. It is worth noting that all 4 of these films were released in 1 year, and the actress starred in 3 films that were hated by audiences and critics alike. It is surprising how her career was not over then. In 1998. The actress did not take a more responsible approach to the choice of roles, and starred in the next masterpiece film called The Suburbans, which brought together in cinemas $11,000 and an audience score of 4 out of 10. In 1999, Jennifer tried to gain a foothold on television by starring in The Serious Time of Your Life, and although the audience ratings were higher than in the previous works of the actress, the series is not helped. It was closed after the first season. After this failure, the actress finally realized that more care should be taken in the choice of roles, and so she agreed to a role in Audrey Hepburn's story. Because the film was not a studio and hit theaters, and the box office failure was not, but in general, viewers have reacted neutrally to this film. And then came Heartbreakers, with which the actress was lucky. Lucky with the fee, it was the biggest in the career of an actress. She received $4 million for her participation, so much fee she got because the project was on the verge of collapse, and producers urgently needed a famous actress. Initially, the filmmakers saw Cher and Jennifer Aniston in the lead roles, but both actresses refused to shoot. Later, when the picture was already in pre-production, the main roles approved Glenn Close and Alicia Silverstone. The film was to be directed by Doug Liman. Just before filming, because of creative differences in the project dropped Silverstone, they tried to replace her with Sarah Michelle Gellar, but the actress was busy and could not find time in her schedule. After this mess, Glenn Close and Doug Liman left the project. Then the producers quickly signed Sigourney Weaver, Jennifer Love Hewitt, Gene Hackman, and Ray Liotta. The picture was directed by The Simpsons writer and producer David Merkin. Not surprisingly, the film failed at the box office, grossing only $57 million on a budget of $35 million. Jennifer's failures after Heartbreakers and Lie continued. The Tuxedo and the then super-successful Jackie Chan suddenly failed to break even at the box office and received negative reviews from audiences. It should be a shame that the most successful film of the actress at that time, if only, was not shown in cinemas. Rating this film on the Profile resources above all the actress's films released before. In 2004, the actress had one box office success with the movie Garfield, but it is generally believed that in such pictures just go actors who have a career that has any problems. The film was heavily criticized, and Bill Murray, the voice of Garfield, and in all interviews called the film the worst of his career. In 2005, the actress already met on television with 5 seasons of the series Ghost Whisperer. While she was starring in the television series, in theaters were released various projects in which she appeared in the early noughties. So in 2007, the big screens finally shortcut to Happiness, directed by Alec Baldwin. The film went through hell and studio bankruptcies, but was still released by the studio 6 years later. After filming ended, Alec Baldwin tried to distance himself from the film by demanding that his name be removed from the credits. He said the editing turned the film into another movie he had nothing to do with. The film grossed $600,000 at the worldwide box office. After The Ghost Whisperer closed because of poor ratings, the actress began to be seen in various television projects in the roles of the second plan. One such project was the television movie of Client List, for which the actress was nominated for a Golden Globe. A couple of years later, based on the film, Jennifer launched the channel Lifetime series Client List, where she was in the lead role. Held the series only 2 seasons and closed not because of low ratings, but because of disagreements between the producers and the actress. Now Jennifer rarely stars in movies and is mainly engaged in the family. Also, the actress released several successful music albums, which are very popular in Japan.